beautiful, beautiful try. And he's able away. What a try.
Halftime talks are being delivered by the coaches of Brackenfell and Tygerberg, these two schools which are playing out a derby in front of our eyes here, which is closely contested. The weather conditions are certainly playing their part in this one-pointer. Brackenfell leading by that point, 8 points to 7. Both sides have scored one try, and in the second half, Tygerberg will have a hefty wind behind their back. The tips of those trees should show you just how hard this wind is blowing. It really is extreme commentary and extreme rugby that's taking place. We're taking a look at some of the stats. What do you think, Gavin?
Yeah, those missed tackles as well are just not good news for Tygerberg, but, you know, into the wind, that can sometimes happen. So the key thing is what the message was at halftime from the respective coaches. And, you know, Tygerberg will want to play territory to start with and just grind down that pack of forwards of Brackenfell, who I think have had the upper hand up until now, but they were maybe losing it a little bit by halftime.
Brackenfell will certainly be feeling the heat. They had all the play in that first half, did not convert enough pressure into points rather. And Tygerberg have the opportunity to make use in the second half. What a fascinating 35 minutes it ought to be. Brackenfell also a man down for the start of the second half. Got a yellow card right at the end. Sean Gordon launches it high. Part of that counter-attacking break, which led to Tygerberg's try, bringing them back into this match. A penalty try it was eventually, after an infringement on the line from Brackenfell. In particular, the number 7, Sean Truter. And Brackenfell are first in possession here in the second half, Justin DeToy in particular. Charles Pretorius had a great first half at the set piece and at open play. Gets his hands on the ball again. Brackenfell working the play very well early on. That's Jamie Linus. Jordan continues to give a fantastic account of himself in the 9 jersey. You can see by his height how he could play in the 10 and 15 jersey as well. In the winds, keeps hitting the break basket time after time. That is a very dangerous pass in windy and wet conditions. In your own 22-meter line.
Fine, I've got it, thank you.
And Brackenfell paid the price. It will be a scrum to Tygerberg.
I've got it.
I think Raven Smith might have liked to have had a player a little bit closer to him there. He had to launch that long pass, and that's not a wise thing, as you say, on a day like today. So this is a great field position, this for Tygerberg, to try and get some early points in the second half.
Everywhere you look, more evidence of the difficult weather conditions,
okay, so
shall we say.
On this guy, you make sure that you scrum correctly, okay?
Well, we will remind you, Cape Town's not always like this. The summer's coming. Do come down and enjoy your holiday in Cape Town.
Rain is a blessing in Africa. We don't mind.
And certainly down here after the drought conditions of last summer. So if you do come down for that holiday, do be water wise. Here is Tygerberg. Does seem that Strydom regularly plays in the 9 position, and Hoy standing at fly-off on that occasion. Here's Chris on September beating a number of defenders and still moving towards the try line. Brackenfell defenders all around, holding them up off the ground, over the line. It will be a 5-meter scrum to Tygerberg. Gavin, perhaps we're already seeing the dominance that Tygerberg might be exerting in the second half with that wind at their back. Yeah,
you know, they've got a decent pack of forwards that really need to just up their game a little bit more, and I'm sure that they're going to do that. And their halfbacks look like they can potentially, with the wind at their back, also make use of it like Brackenfell did in the first half. But I think these scrums are going to become absolutely key here. Brackenfell know that they can't kick into the wind because it's not going to go anywhere, but they don't have the put in right now.
Both going in, okay? Both going in.
And of course, without a number 8 on either side, of course, for the scrum, because the numbers need to be equal, you haven't got a man that can pick up and drive from there. So your scrum half comes into the play, and this is where obviously Jordan needs to do his bit, get Sean Gordon and his backs into motion.
Straight on clears for Tygerberg, spaces straight down the center of the field. Sean Gordon capitalizing with the 10 on his back for Tygerberg. Strikes back in the derby, and Tygerberg take the lead.
Well, a good scrum here from Tygerberg. They did the necessaries, they made 100% sure of it. And it wasn't a great pass out from there. Also, it was one of those lengthy passes. There wasn't a player close by, but Sean Gordon did really well to hang on to it and get over. No problem with a conversion from September.
September lists his goal in life is to be a superstar, and he's well on the way with kicks like that.
Yeah, this is really good play, this from Gordon. Got the little pickup and he held on long enough. He was looking for some support, which was the right thing to do, but he realized that he could make it himself.
Well, the bouncing pass can often wrong foot defenses. On that occasion, Brackenfell were not able to hold on for even one phase from the set piece. They have a job on their hands here in the second half. Strong restart. That is from Brendan Deirdrichs. Running right back at them now is Vian Julies. Pardon me, that's Jesse Basson for Tygerberg. That pass is looping over the head of his fly half Gordon from Tygerberg, and Hoy on the outside. He seems to be doing full-time work in the back line now, Hoy.
Knock on. Yes.
A lot of carrying of the ball there by Tygerberg. I think really Sean Gordon has got to take this game into his hands, as does Hannah Jordan, and just say, look, when we've got this ball and we're in a kicking position, we've got to kick it down for the corner. And that's the near corner here, because there are 14 men still at the moment, and you know that's the tragedy with the yellow card of Trita. That's making things doubly difficult for Brackenfell.
Gavin, another thing I'm thinking is the way that Deirdrichs took that kickoff. It shows that it's not impossible to kick into this wind. If you kick across into this left corner, perhaps. Well, Brackenfell with their hands on the ball now. Raven Smith will be happy to be on the front foot again. That pass inside from Wolfhard was very flat. Tygerberg attacking this breakdown, but Brackenfell do protect. Breaking away is Jamie Linus. Smith, Deirdrichs in the back line, wrapped up and driven backwards by Vian Meyer. Superb defense. Brackenfell retained possession. This will be absolutely golden for them. So important that they hold on to the ball here, especially with their man down. Let the clock count down and perhaps secure themselves some points. Right now they trail by 6.
Offsides, 8 and 6.
And a penalty comes their way. What is the option here?
Oh, there's good pressure at the breakdown there as well. The pillar defense offside by Tygerberg, and you know, they're looking to try and get that ball towards the corner flag there. And I think one of their missions really now with their 14 men is to try and keep Tygerberg in their own half of the field. Tygerberg have really got to make use of the boot too, and they just seem to be wanting to run with the ball in the second half. They've got to change that tactic and kick it deep downfield.
Might be the same. Wait there, wait there.
Charles Pretorius feeds, no contest from Tygerberg. Off the fingertips, Brackenfell barely retaining possession there, but retain they do. And Hannah Jordan feeds it to his back line, Marcoon Titus. Tackle made, therefore he must be released. Brackenfell continue here with Justin DeToy.
No hands!
Jordan thinks about left, heads right. Not the best pass you'll ever see, and as a result, his back line under pressure. Hoy picks up the turnover ball for Tygerberg. Still on their own 10-meter line. With a chip over the top, Deirdrichs must feel this under enormous pressure from the captain, Diachar. He does not, and it opens up. One time here for Tygerberg. Chrism September capitalizing over the line for the try.
Well, getting the ball behind your opposition is vital on a day like today. The bounce makes it very, very awkward and very difficult. And September, lovely to see the fullback right up with play, and a clean run-in for him too.
Running free September, that is the dream on Derby Day. When he got sleep last night, whatever sleep he did get, he would be dreaming of just that. Charging over the line for the try and a joyful smile. The final game of the season for both these sides. They've got to cherish every moment. Brackenfell will be stunned by the way this match has turned on them. They were heading towards the half-time break with an 8-point lead, but now Tygerberg are in full control. Oh, the reverse swing almost coming off for Chrism September. He could not pull it off, and the scoreline remains 19 points to 8.
Well, there's a confidence about the team in green and gold now. We can absolutely see that. It was a wonderful little kick, little chip kick, and the two fullbacks very much in play there. The one with a little knockback, and then the attacking option for September.
Deirdricks launching it as far as possible once more. Fielded by Edge de Meyer. And cleared by Sean Gordon. That straight into the breadbasket of Sean Truter, back onto the field from his yellow card. Charging forward, but well tackled by HD Stemmet. Jordan. A dummy from Charles Pretorius. Brackenfell struggling to find holes in the Tygerberg defense here in the second half. Marcune Titus throwing out the palm to Hoy. Brackenfell continue moving forward, but it is broken play for Brackenfell here in the second half. Desperation starting to enter the style of this Brackenfell play.
Yeah, a little bit of wastage there with that sunny ball pass into touch, and you know, the ball once again belonging to Tygerberg, who really, I think, are starting to grow in stature now in this early in the second half.
Another difficult feed pulled off by Oakley Conyers, and Tygerberg do use the wind to their advantage. Sean Gordon launching it, and Deirdricks, after a bit of a juggle, bringing it under control. That is running into the face of a player with space around him, and Deirdricks pays the price, tackled into touch. What a tackle from Jesse Bassan.
Well, we've seen two kicks now from Tygerberg, and they haven't been the best, but it doesn't matter though. You get it deep into the opposition half of the field, and immediately things start happening.
In possession again.
Offsides, number 4.
And a penalty comes the way of Brackenfell. Tygerberg have been asked to make far more tackles in this game. And the vast majority of those will have been during the first half. We're 10 minutes into the second now. Tygerberg upping the tempo. Here's Hoy. And Tandile Hoy does not appear to be playing in scrum half today. That gentleman with the 11 on his back, Byron Straydom, is taking all the responsibilities of the halfback. Enormous pressure on Brackenfell with every possession. On that occasion, it is Vian Julies getting tackled backwards. And now some space for Brackenfell to run into, especially Marcune Titus. Frightening pace that Titus has, but he is reeled in by more special defense on this derby day. The passion is evident from both of these sides.
On that occasion, a high tackle, that's the reason for the penalty.
No time to slow down for Brackenfell. They have 11 points to make up. They have less than 25 minutes in which to achieve that goal. Here's Jordan. Deirdricks dummying, seeing that the Tygerberg defensive line is advancing, so he takes them on and he beats a number. The lanky fullback for Brackenfell, Deirdricks making crucial meters. Crossing the gain line. Brackenfell with ball in hand, growing in confidence. Justin du Toit on this occasion, and it's Jordan again to clear from the base. Big contact right next to the rack. Uncompromising stuff from both Tygerberg and Brackenfell all through this match.
Number 2 offsides.
Seems to be a penalty every couple of phases. Whenever a team starts racking up some forward momentum, most of them for offsides.
2 offsides.
Yeah, we've had a lot of penalties during the course of this match. That time it was Charles Pretorius, the captain of Brackenfell, who was offside.
What went on there? Whatever the case, we are back underway. Brackenfell continue with possession. Jordan clears, approaching the 22-meter line of Tygerberg, but not with passes like that.
Sides 21.
Incredible.
Side.
In fact, not Jan du Toit, it was actually Conyers who was actually offside. My apologies to him.
Time out, put the ball down. Captain 21.
And good that Jonathan Kaplan's going to talk to them.
Captain. Offside. There's too many happening around here. Okay, guys have to get back behind the last feet.
Was it Academy Week this year, their captain, Edge de Meyer?
Where you are.
He's been very influential out there today for Tygerberg. As hard as he can, launching the ball towards the touchline and into the wind. It almost got pushed back, but Ravensmith will breathe a sigh of relief.
Well, they're back to 15 men again, you know, and they seem to have lost the confidence of their ball-carrying ability amongst their forwards, Brackenfell, so they've gone for the line-out option, which hasn't always worked that well for them. But the most important thing for them is that they're up to the 22, and they really need to be the next team to post points.
Short ball, perhaps a wise option in this strong wind. The execution was perfect as well from Brackenfell. Charles Pretorius involved again. The captain has been oh so impressive for the home side today. Struggling to get this ball away from that breakdown, losing that dominance at breakdown they had in the first half.
He's down, he's down.
Justin Detroit takes it into contact again, gets a knee to ground. Brackenfell set another rack. Dylan Fouchier spreading the ball is Diedrichs. And that's Wolfhard. Space on the outside. Smith now running, need to cut back. It all gets a touch scrappy for Brackenfell, and they sacrifice possession after traveling the length of the field over the course of the last 5 minutes. This is not territory which is easily gained, and so it should not be easily relinquished.
Advantage.
Interesting, though, advantage from that situation. Referees love to call advantage over when the kick is in the air, but we will go back for a scrum to Tygerberg. 20 minutes left in this one, Gavin. Sorry, you go ahead.
Yeah, no, I think it was a fair call that from Jonathan Kaplan. Let's have a look at those handling errors. You know, we haven't seen that many in this match today. Both teams have tried to move the ball when they get the opportunity to, but it's got to be all about kicking for Tygerberg now. They've got a good solid lead, you know, with those 11 points. And the Brackenfell scrum, as we can see there, has really stood well during the course of this match. Tygerberg, I've also mentioned that before, have grown in confidence.
Fighting to get in there for the ball is Streidom. Makeshift halfback for Tygerberg, or perhaps always their plan. What a tackle that is, as Chris September chopped down just outside his own try line. This is not where Tygerberg want to be playing this game. Brackenfell recognized that, and they are piling in. Every member of their school shouting their praises, and they do turn the ball over. Dangerous play from Tygerberg may have cost them here. Jordan Dummies almost found a gap and went through. He's shown patience all game long. Another shining light for this Brackenfell side. Wrestling their way back to ground now. Securing another ruck, and Jordan sends it to Diedrichs. Diedrichs skips out his number 10 and is with Wolfhard. Wolfhard is marked up. Ravensmith sees a gap. Off to Diedrichs again. Loose, and judged to be a knock-on. Brackenfell will be desperately disappointed.
Good defensive work there by Tygerberg. I just don't, maybe if Sean Gordon has a relook at this match, he'll say, you know, maybe I should have kicked that ball and not try to run it from my 22. I've got the wind at my back, let me make use of it where I can. So he's going to get another opportunity now with the scrum down.
Bind. Set.
Brackenfell wheeling that scrum significantly, but we all set again.
Just be careful there. Angle.
Gavin, Jordan made a break straight down the center from one of those rucks there, but then Brackenfell seemed to be spreading the ball wide before it's hard enough to ensure that there's some gaps on the outside right now. That's why I'm saying I feel like they're a bit desperate.
Well, I think there is an element of that a little bit too, you know, and you've really got to earn those the width of the field on a day, especially on a day like today. And you know, their pack of forwards has looked very useful during the course of today. Yeah, they've just won a tight head as well.
Oh, so useful. They have proven. Almost losing control of it there, Sean Truter. And eventually they do lose control going back towards the touchline. They really need some level heads out there. They need to slow this match down. It's just 11 points between the two sides, Gavin.
Yeah, they've got to use their pack, maybe just tighten it up a little bit where they can. There's too many 50-50 passes, and you know, they've got to make sure that they dominate possession for the rest of this match. Otherwise, they're not going to win it.
Knock on or just the line out? Just the line out. Step, please.
Foot up.
Charles Pretorius. Can he continue his great form? Yes, he can. Perhaps the best line-out of the afternoon from either side. And they set the rolling maul to Brackenfell. Tygerberg surely offsides. Brackenfell do not hold that in that maul, which was advancing. they still have another advantage coming their way as the plethora of penalties continues to reign in this match, and Brackenfell is advancing with Dylan Fouchier. Jordan again, blind to Sean Truter. Truter moving forward, getting to ground very wisely as the touchline was approaching. It's Jordan again, moving forward, Justin Dutoy. Advancing towards the Tygerberg line. This is Deirdrickse. How much longer can the Tigers hold out as the Brackies continue to pile on the pressure? Double blast on the whistle. Are we going to see another yellow card, this time to Tygerberg?
Put the ball down, captain. There's 3 different offsides, 1, 2, 3. The third one, I did warn you about it, okay?
This is going to make it very interesting. Very, very interesting there with Raiden Phillips off the field. So they're down to 14 for a large portion of the rest of this match. And it might make it really difficult for them to hold on. This will be a true test of the Tigers' character.
Coaches must be pulling their hair out, Kevin. They must be saying, kick the ball downfield, let the wind carry it. Tygerberg find themselves here in the corner. Charles Pretorius feeds again. Another perfect lineup for Brackenfell. No!
Number 3. In front. Number 1. Sorry, number 3.
That's a straight-on penalty for obstruction at the line-out.
Well, he's had a really good second half, Justin Dutoy. He's carried the ball well. He's shown he's got a lot of pepper as well. On that occasion, in the line-out, he was pushing a man, so Tygerberg get the chance now of getting out of their half of the field. Well, they haven't done a great job with that, to be honest.
Taking the man out ahead of the catcher.
Incredible. You can see there, number 3, Justin Dutoy, reaching his arm out, initiating the contact instead of securing the ball carrier for his own side. Tygerberg still had plenty of work here, and they've missed their jumper. Charles Pretorius, captain of Brackenfell, charging forward. That is the 22-meter line behind the Brackenfell side now, and the aforementioned Justin Dutoy continues his hard work, but possession is in the hands of Tygerberg, and Chrism September fancies himself with some footwork, running back at Brackenfell. Boots the ball, surely the tonic for Tygerberg, and they send it downfield. Deep inside the Brackenfell half now, that's their own 10-meter line, and crossing the halfway is Raven Smith. Smith with a fantastic pass to Arno Wolfhard, but Wolfhard is dominated in the contact, and into touch goes Wolfhard. Tygerberg, their defense continues to shine through.
Ben, just give me a time check, please.
With the man off the field, the visiting side in green and gold continue to hold on to their 11-point lead. Stolen in the tackle by Charles Pretorius. He is all over this rugby match. Jordan again, and Justin Dutoy once more. Turned over by Tygerberg at the breakdown again in the second half. Brackenfell were all over the breakdown in the first, and in the second it has been Tygerberg making turnover after turnover. Mark Titus all the way back to receive this extremely dangerous ball runner. Wrapped up by the first defender.
He's down, he's down, he's down!
Knee down to the floor. That's why referee Kaplan is saying he's down. Therefore, the Tygerberg players must release, and they cannot continue to hold. Mark Titus up in the air. Brackenfell taking a walk on the wild side here, out wide. No support. Again, the player gets his knee to ground, and they must set the rack. But look at the territorial gain which Tygerberg have achieved since Brackenfell were knocking on their door for so many minutes consecutively. Deirdrickse, he's coming into the back line regularly now as the number 15 for Brackenfell. Here's Mark Titus trying to make something happen on the left wing again. Seldom much space for Titus to work it, but when you do give him space, he is electrifyingly quick. It's a riveting derby we have here. Inclement weather conditions defining the play, but that play has been exciting. Both sides giving it their all in this hotly contested derby. Charging in there, George Olivier. And now they can work it to the back line, and Raven Smith got it away to Andreas, who could not get his path away. Here's Smith again. That loopy pass has been intercepted. And Tygerberg breathe once more. What an extended period of play this is, but Brackenfell have it back on their side now. Jordan, breathless stuff from both these sides. Deirdre's off to Charles Pretorius. We're playing advantage for a high tackle. Tygerberg still have a player in the sin bin, so they're a man down, making this defensive effort all the more spectacular. The hands are wonderful between back line and forward there. Jamie Linus involved for Brackenfell. Marcune Titus goes to ground again. Jordan past the 22-meter line. Deirdre's. Justin Dutoy. Look how hard Brackenfell have had to work to get into the 22-meter line of Tygerberg, and they've done it again. Time after time in this half, but they have not been able to convert once they get to the red zone. And Raven Smith trying to rectify that, almost saw a gap. When was the last time we had a stoppage in play? These players must be out on their feet. Jordan back to the open side. Here's the captain, courageous Charles Pretorius, never taking a backward step, seemingly exceedingly fit. Hard angle from Brackenfell, moving to the 5-meter line now. Jordan disrupted by a player who was apparently on sides.
He's down, bro.
But back to the 5-meter line straight away. Tygerberg, surely the defensive shoulders are getting tired. We're past the 10-phase mark. It feels like even longer than that. Here they come, breaking for the line. Linus trying to get it down. And finally, everybody. Gavin, what a period of play.
Yeah, I tell you, hats off to these young men for being able to carry the ball through so many phases without any breakdowns. There was a penalty advantage that was accruing for Brackenfell, but ultimately brilliant play by those 30 men on the field at the moment. An excellent effort. Brackenfell really have got to get some points now. It's almost like you feel they're coming, but they're not quite there, and they've just got to make sure that they don't have those speculative passes. I think that's where they've lost the initiative a few times, with those speculative, you know, to the opposition.
Really making meters whenever they hold onto the ball. But what an exciting time of the game we are entering now. 9 minutes left to play. Brackenfell camped outside Tygerberg's line. 11 points separating these two sides. It will require 2 scores from the home side to claim this derby, the 10th derby of its kind.
Just keep this coming, okay? Crouch. Bind. Just break up, please. When they've got a player off, you have to go out. Okay?
Building the tension, Jonathan Kaplan, as we take this scrum down once more.
Out, okay? We're wasting time, let's go. Crouch. Bind. Sit. Wait there, wait there.
With the player still in the sin bin, Tygerberg defend their line. This is Jordan charging at the line, Sean Truter. Jordan again, working the blind through Charles Pretorius. Fighting for the line, Rikus Neethling presents it backwards. Tygerberg trying their best to disrupt Brackenfell ball. Plenty of complaints.
16.
Oh, here we go again. Here we go again.
You got a penalty. You got a penalty there or a penalty there for the dangerous tackle. Okay, just wait, captain. There's a high tackle over there, and there's number 16 over there. So we're looking at pocket again. Okay. Okay, we're going to go here for the dangerous tackle.
Oh, we are looking at the pocket.
Wait, I'll give you time.
But we did not go there. Interesting call.
Hey, date. Go in front of me.
This is old school. This is old school. Tap and go, Charles Pretorius. All the forwards lining up next to one another, but Tygerberg draw a line in the sand and they say no more. No more. They've thwarted them at the most pivotal of times.
No, that's brilliant defensive work by Tygerberg. Really, they're under the cosh there, the tap and go. I just wondered whether they were actually going to rather try and scrum down against them, you know, and keep more players involved around the ball and open up some space for them. But that's the option they took, which hasn't worked for them.
Quickly out of the scrum from Tygerberg, and wisely so. They will not put boot to ball. They're going to run it back at them. Jesse Basson crossing the 10-meter line of Tygerberg. What an exit this has proven to be thus far. Looking for some gaps, but really shown that there were no gaps there whatsoever, Sean Gordon. And here's Tandile Oi. He does turn to the boots, and this is Titus again. Titus trying to start a counter-attack. This time he gets past the first, second, third, and fourth men. What a crucial tackle. Just as Marquis and Titus were starting to cause some real trouble for Tygerberg. Brackenfell have not given up the faith. They really need to score soon, because 2 scores are what they need to overcome in this derby. The tireless Charles Pretorius carries once more for the boys in gold and blue and red. Jordan securing quick ball for Brackenfell again. Jamie Linus charging in, he loses control, and forward it goes. Another knock-on. These players have got to be out on their feet, Kevin.
You've got to give credit to Tygerberg. You know, they haven't conceded a single point in the second half, and it's been through some courageous defense and some good organization from them, so credit to them. But Brackenfell, as you said, are not going to give up until the final whistle.
Check with Ben.
Gavin Caldy is a very busy man, and he will now be heading off to Newlands, where Western Province will be doing battle in the Currie Cup for the final moments of this game. Tygerberg will have to hold on tooth and nail, and the Tigers certainly have plenty of both of those. The teeth and claws of the Tigers have shown today, and they continue to lead by 11 points. It was all that action surrounding half-time when Tygerberg scored against the odds, went all the way upfield and got themselves a penalty try. That's when the turnaround began. That's gone straight into touch. What an error that may prove to be by fly of Sean Gordon. Finally back to their full complement of Tygerberg. Raiden Phillips making his way back onto the pitch. Such an influential ball runner in the first half was Raiden Phillips. And if the weather conditions were tough before, the clouds have once again rolled over and the rain continues to fall. You can see it accumulating on the lenses of our cameras. But these young men are not done. And Jordan away to Deirdricks. Charging in the center field again, Jamie Linus. But the Tygerberg defense drives them backwards each time. Dylan Fouchier in the 6th jersey, flirting with the touchline. Did he keep it in field? No, he did not. How many times today will they make that mistake, Brackenfell? In the first half, it was the right wing, Vian Julies, who was dancing on the touchline far too often. But this time, dragged into touch is Dylan Fouchier. Yet another scrappy line out. That's the way it's been all day, and dragged into touch again. High tackle was the call from Jonathan Kaplan, and it is a penalty to Tygerberg. And that is absolutely golden, precious stuff. They tap and go. Sean Gordon with a wild pass to Hoy. Choosing to hold on to ball rather than kick. September sends a wild one to the touchline. What is going on with Tygerberg right now? This can't be the tactic, surely. Time ticking down on the clock. They're just giving Brackenfell more opportunities to have one last chance at winning this match, as unlikely as it may be at this point. 3 minutes to play now. But what are Tygerberg thinking with the howling wind blowing at their back? Why would you not launch it downfield and ask the question of Marquis and Titus? Down on the ground receiving treatment is JP Matia. Each and every player from this Tygerberg side has given their all today. Picked up by his captain, Edja de Meyer. Given the pat on the back and say one more time into the fray, young lads. 2.5 minutes of the FNB Classic Clashes season remain. What a journey it has been. From grassroots to greatness, without a doubt. All the way from schoolboy through varsity cup to the Springboks. FNB supports rugby. From the root to the fruit of South African rugby.
Son again. If anything, leg slipped out, number 1, number 3.
Some bad blood between the two number 6s, Dylan Fouchier and JP Matia. The weather continues to get worse and worse out there. The wind is blowing harder and the rain continues to fall more strongly. Must be said that both supporters Both sets of supporters, the pupils, have been jumping and singing all afternoon long in spite of the rain blowing into their faces. Breaking blind through Jordan. And back into the game finally is Vihan Julies. We have not seen much of him in the second half. Maul calls. The body position was wrong from Julies, and Tygerberg hold him up off the ground. Is that the turnover of possession that decides this derby?
Scrum green. No, 2 minutes.
Rising up and held up by a flood of Tygerberg players. There was no chance they were letting him get to ground. Look at that reaction from Tygerberg. HD, stem it. He is pumped up.
Crouch. Bind. Sit.
With less than a minute to play, Brackenfell clear from the scrum. Deirdricks, who seems to be playing in the 10 position in the second half, spread wide by Wolfhard. And this is Titus. Titus, driven back again, has not been able to make his presence felt in this match. Hands on the ball from Tygerberg. They cannot secure the turnover, but time has almost certainly run out on Brackenfell now. Deirdricks tackled well behind the gain line. In fact, all the way back on the 10-meter line of Tygerberg now, as their defense continues to hold out throughout this second half. Although they've built some of their own mountains which they've had to climb by not using the wind to their advantage, they can be very proud of what they've pulled off today. It looked like it was all Brackenfell in the first half, but Tygerberg held on doggedly, or tigerishly, if you will, and eventually got themselves a penalty try before the end of the first half. And then here in the second, they have stretched away while Brackenfell had a man on the bench with a yellow card. Another penalty comes the way of Brackenfell. They are not done, even though the clock has gone red. Desperate to draw this derby closer. They are 8 points behind, and as such, 2 scores away, and a penalty goes against Brackenfell on their home ground. Have Tygerberg put this one in the bag. Great sportsmanship from the captain, Edja de Meyer, picking up opposition player Mark-Hune Titus and giving him a pat on the back. Kicking for touch from the penalty. It may be the case that once again we have some discrepancies with our clock and that of Jonathan Kaplan. We will have the line out, and it is in the favor of Tygerberg. It would appear that this match is safe now for the lads in green and gold. Another turnover at line-out time. And that is the final whistle. It's all over, and Tygerberg claim the honors here on Derby Day. Match number 10 between these two schools. Win number 7 for the Tigers. And the Bruckies will go home with their tails between their legs. On their home ground, they could not pull it off. And look at the joy of the traveling fans. Tygerberg have come away from home, overturning a 58-0 defeat last year. They were hammered. They've come back and they've made things good away from home. 3 tries to 1, Tygerberg win, 19 points to 8.
Can he stay on his feet?
What a try! Terrific tackling there. What a comeback from the home side.
That's some lovely stepping here.
Excellent break from the centre.
Beautiful, beautiful try.